In our land port, they've got total port security there. That is supposed to be the #1 primary assignment of the Nigerian military.
All right. Let me quickly get you talking on this one. As an expert in this field, let me give you these statistics. It is said, there is a report that out of the 650 million small and light weapons circulating globally, some estimated 7 million are in West Africa, and 77,000 small arms are in the hands of major West African insurgent groups. Now, we see all of these agitations across the country. We have general elections are just around the corner. Preparations is going to be in few months. Politically speaking, what is the implication of these arms that are crossing our borders left, right, and center?
If you have to check where 1 is the lowest score and where 10 is the highest score, I would say the risk we are facing right now is almost at 9. So it's almost at 10, obviously, because if you look at the major 2 terrorist organizations in the world, in Africa, is the Boko Haram, and then second, the herdsmen. Forgive me, I don't want to call them Fulani herdsmen. As a security expert, we are very careful what we call people, because there are Fulanis that are not herdsmen. So it's unfair for me to call them Fulani herdsmen, the same way it's unfair for anyone to call the militants in the Delta, Niger Delta militants. Just call them militants. Don't bring the people there, because there are good people in Niger Delta. The same thing when you talk about the agitators. Don't call them Igbo agitators. Call them agitators, because there are some of them that are not Igbos. But back to the topic of discussion is, we've got elections coming up in Anambra State. We have the Boko Haram. We have the herdsmen. We have the militants. All these guys have got dangerous quantity and quality of dangerous arms in their hands. Where do they come from? The truth is, if you bring all the number of pump actions being impounded by the Nigerian customs, it's nothing compared to what probably comes in from our land ports. Because a simple Sienna van, a simple Sienna bus can carry almost the same quantity. So we are not talking about issues here, but if our system is not able to detect, to deter, and disrupt, basically we need to bring back a law that says if we catch you with an unlicensed firearm, 3 years imprisonment or 4 years imprisonment. That's what we did in the UK. If we see you with an unlicensed firearm, there's no ifs, there's no buts, you're going down for 5 years, straight up. If we see you with any knife that's got more than 3 inches blade, you're going in for 3 years. People have to take corrections. But in Nigeria, you know what? There is nothing concrete that when you are caught with an unlicensed firearm or dangerous weapons, it's not clear, it's not crystal clear. So right now, the danger is there. Anambra election is coming up. We don't know what's in the country. Honestly, I am very, very concerned and very, very worried.
And it brings me to one of perhaps another worrying part of this is that from this report is also referring to the report from the military saying pistols can be obtained for between 3,000 Nigerian naira, that's about $25 US, and 7,000 Nigerian naira, depending on the type and the seller and the area of purchase. Now, it brings me to the question of the security agenda of the government. Just in about 30 seconds, what do you think the government of the day that says it wants to make sure that Nigeria is secured should be looking at when this kind of arms proliferation is now on the top, on the front burner?
Just to appraise it, once again, if I give it where 1 is the lowest score and 10 is the highest score, what has the federal government done in terms of national security and peace management? I'll give them probably a 4 if I want to be nice, because lives have been lost. No arrest by the herdsmen, no prosecution of the herdsmen. It's totally unacceptable. Lives are being lost, properties are being damaged, no arrest, no prosecutions, and we have people in power in these areas of institutions. No, it's unacceptable.
All right, we need to take a breather now, Mr. Onyekwelu, but when we return, we'll look at the legal side of it and what the parliament is doing on this very sensitive issue. We'll take a moment on the program. Join us again, everyone.